everyone, and welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thank you for joining me today on this Wednesday. It's my normal time at 5:30 on Wednesdays. So thank you for taking your time out to come see me. It looks like I lowered my light and now it's going to be in the way. My hairdresser is messaging me, asking me if I want to come get my hair cut. So I'll answer her later. So welcome everybody. Hello. Hi Melanie. How are you? Hi Deborah. I'm glad you got your paper share. So much fun. There's a lot of good paper in there. And some of them, like I said, until I had them in my hand, I was like, oh, I'll get it because it goes with the suite. But I'm really loving it. Barb, I sent you a thank you card and it came back. So I haven't confirmed your address yet, but if you can email it to me, I just want to make sure. I know you've gotten stuff before. And it was in my stamp program. So I just want to make sure I have the right one. So hello. Hi Debbie. Hi Lisa. How are you? Hi Roxanne. Hi Crystal and Marcia. Hello. Hi Tashana. Okay, first I have to say, have you guys seen that show? And I think I've mentioned it before, but it is called The Circle. It's on Netflix. It's a social experiment. It's really funny. I enjoy watching it. There's bad language. I'll just tell you that right now. There's a lot of crazy topics, but it's entertaining. I have to say it's very entertaining. So if you haven't seen it and you're not, if you are not, I don't even know what the word is, if things don't bother you, every topic, everything, I ignore the words, the bad words, but it's pretty funny. It's just to see how people get along without seeing each other. It's kind of funny. But anyway, so I was just watching that and they left us hanging until next week, of course. Hello, everybody. West Virginia, Pennsylvania, welcome. I know we have Florida, and we have Arizona or Oregon. We have Georgia, and we've got a lot of places. So thank you. I have a lot to tell you today. I'm going to quickly go through. I got some gorgeous cards. Okay, so I have to tell you, the last group of Christmas cards that I got, it was like right when the holidays were happening, and they are already up on my wall. So for all of you that sent me those last week of Christmas cards, thank you so much. I don't remember which ones they are now. My grandson wanted to help me put them up, and so we did. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The next batch I got though is from sorry, I'm looking at my husband's message now because he's on his way home from hunting and it's getting dark, so he's on his way home. Kathy White, who is on my team, look at this amazing card. I love the use of the Blackberry Bliss, but look, it opens like this. Isn't that neat? And then she put a shell on the inside, so super nice. Thank you so much. This one is from a customer here in town, and her name is Sean. And this is the one she made me. Very pretty. Very, very colorful. Thank you. I loved this one. This one is from Marcia, who is also on my team. Thank you so much. Look how beautiful that is. I absolutely love this. So very pretty. Thank you so much. And she stamped, it looks like, okay, Marcia, you'll have to tell me, it looks like she brushed the paper and then stamped the paper. Now, if this is a DSP, I don't think it is, but, and then she speckled it with black. So let me show you really close. Look how cool that is with all the stamping on the inside on the paper. So pretty. Thank you so much, Marcia. I love it. And then Olivia sent me this gorgeous, gorgeous sparkly card. She knows I love sparkles. And that is what she sent for a New Year card. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, who doesn't love some glimmer paper? So, and of course this ribbon. So pretty. Thank you so much. Okay, so those are the cards. The next thing I want to say is paper share is sold out. They are all gone. So I don't have any more paper share, but I have one that could be one, but there was some missing pieces out of one of my, because somebody accidentally pulled some out and wanted to color on it, and that was Grayson. So it's missing a sheet of paper. So I don't have a full sheet. One piece of paper from By the Bay is gone. So just so you know. But so I just took it off. Paper share is no longer, but I might just give out little packets of paper here and there. So be aware of that. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. The next thing coming up is January's class, which is 6 projects. It's going to be Country Floral Lane. It says right here, if you want to purchase a suite from me, the class will be free, but you must register. So don't forget that, please. If you want the class for free, just purchase a suite from me. If you already have the suite, if you have a demonstrator already, or if you are a demonstrator and you'd like to participate in the class, you can purchase this class for $35. There is a link below. And if you are on my team, you need to register to get the class for free. If you're local, I am having a local class. If you are not, you will get a video link online with a PDF. If you do not want the kit, but you'd like the PDF and the video link, then you can do that for $20. And that is a different link than the one below. But if you go to my blog, it's right next to that one. So you'll find it there. All right, so the class, how that's going to happen, somebody asked me, I will send you your kits, and then I will send you the video link and the PDF in an email, and then it will be before the day of the class. Okay, so I will create the project. You'll have a video you can go back and rewatch. It is a private link for just those that purchase the class, and you can create the projects at your leisure. Okay, let's see. All right, so you are right, Debbie. Sherry is awesome too. All right, so let me see. Oh, and here's a little sneak peek of the projects. Did I show those? Let's see. There they are. So there's a lot of detail in the 6 projects. So you're going to have lots of ribbon, lots of embellishments, lots of layers. It's going to be a lot of fun. The other thing is, and new, I have not posted yet, is my February class. It is now up and available. It is going to be the Rain or Shine Suite. This class will be $40. It is free with the suite purchase through me. You will see how to use the most out of your DSP. We have a lot of different details, a lot of embellishments, a lot of DSP on here. It is really going to be a fun class. So I hope you guys will take advantage of that. And there's a little bit of sneak peeks on there. I wanted to make sure you saw the cute little critters on there, but the cards are pretty fantastic. I think I really like that suite. So I had so much fun creating those. Okay, the other thing is a paper pumpkin. I have to tell you, this coming paper pumpkin is so cute. You can see on the right hand side, there's some DSP looking paper. Those are actually the cards that are coming with this next paper pumpkin. It went on sale today. So if you register today, this will be the one you get. But see those little dies right there? That little frog and those little flowers, that is an add-on. And you can purchase that now on through my store. But the thing to remember is you cannot purchase that add-on unless you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Okay, so It looks like there will be 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. And I did see a little sneak peek video of it. It's super cute. And you get 9 coordinating envelopes. And the Stampin' spot will be Mango, excuse me, Mango Melody. And you'll get 1 polymer stamp set. So in addition to that stamp set, so obviously I think there's going to be flowers and a frog in the stamp set. I have not seen that. But those cute little dies are only, I think, $6. So it's so worth it to add to your other suite. Oh, me too, Tashana. I am super excited because I love, love, love that suite. It is so much fun. If you have a, if you already have that suite, again, this is a great addition. And like, remember, with Paper Pumpkin, you can subscribe and then you can suspend it. You don't have to cancel it. You can suspend it. And then next month might be when you want it. It might not be, because everybody has different taste. So remember, if you do like a 6-month one or whatever, look at what price range you're looking at for your Paper Pumpkin, because that also will give you celebration items. So if you decide to do a 3-month, 6-month, 9-month, or a year subscription, you're going to earn celebration, but you can also suspend it on the months that you don't want to do it. So I hope that gives you a little bit of information. And of course, our join special is going on. It is through the end of February. There are 3 amazing options. Each of the first 2 gives you a machine. One is the boho blue shown in the picture. One is our original white mini machine. And for $129, you will also get $175 in product. Option 3 is our regular $99, but instead of $125, you get $175. So I hope you will take that into consideration. I would love to have you on my team. And there are some pretty amazing things in the catalog right now, and the mini catalog for sure. So you'll get to do some shopping there and then come back and start getting your 20% off discount. Hello, hello, Patricia. How are you? Hi, Nicole from Perth. I think I already told you. My son's roommate was from Perth. I think they still say hi once in a while, but I don't know if he's still there. Hi, Kathy. How are you? All right, so let's get started because this card has a lot of detail. I did a bunch of these, so maybe they'll be going in the mail to some people. So this, and then when I did it, you know, this is one of those cards you're like, whew, what was I thinking? But when I first saw this Share a Milkshake set, it is a suite. Look at this cute waffle cone too. Look at that. Some pretty dies. But when I first saw this bundle, I immediately thought of this card. And this was what was on my mind. And then once I figured it out, I just went for it. So here is the card. It's got a cute little awning and a little shelf for your Sundays. I think it's a super cute Valentine's Day card. It's not all heartsy. It's not all cutesy like a Valentine would normally be. But this would be such a fun card. And it may look complicated, and it really isn't. It's going to take a little time, but we're going to go through and create this card. Well, Deborah, I'm excited to have you here. Welcome. So let's get busy, and I'm going to show you how I did the card step by step. There's a couple of steps I did do ahead of time because it is a time-consuming card. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to color our awning. I tried to look for some paper. I wanted something in the Tahitian Tide, and I wanted something with stripes, and I did not find what I wanted, so I created my own. So I took a piece of paper, and I'm going to cheat and take my measurements off the back here. Okay, so the awning is 4 by 3. And we're going to cut it down, but not until after we color it. So let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to bring in my paper. You can tell I was already doing that right here, right? We're going to pull out our dark Tahitian Tide blend, okay? Oh, good, Nicole. See, I'm always here to enable. I used the larger brush end, okay? And I'm going to do my own stripes. So don't worry about if they're wiggly or, because trust me, when you put the card down, okay, so yes, you can mail it. It goes flat, okay? Those are not straight. So don't worry about it. The wind is blowing. Your awning looks beautiful. So we're just going to do our stripes. I start close to the edge. I just kind of went like this, and then hold it up here so your paper doesn't move. You can turn your brush if you want the inky side from the other side, and I'm just going to go over that last edge. Okay, now see how I brushed off on this edge, and it's kind of nice and clean edge there, but here you can tell I went up onto the paper and it's a little messy right there. That's okay, because what we're going to do now is we are going to take this piece of paper and we are going to cut it. Oh, I'm like, but where did my trimmer go? Here it is. We are going to cut this to 2 inches, okay? We don't need 3 inches, we need 2 inches. But don't cut it yet, now that I'm thinking about this, sorry. We are going to bring in our trimmer. But we're also going to bring in, not our trimmer, our die cut. Okay, there's 2 things we're going to do. Let me show you the other items that we used. The scallop contour dies, the penned flower dies, and the stylish shapes. Okay, the stylish shape is going to be this smaller, not the smallest, but this one here, die, and we're going to cut out our sentiment. All right, let me make sure I have one here, because I think I did do that part already, because let me look. I know I have one done. If it's not in my bucket, I'll find it, because I just did. I'm not going to joke with you, look. So this is only part of them, because I had to order more paper. So see, here we go. Here's our sentiment. We don't have to redo that part. Okay, when I find a card that I really like, I make a lot of them. Okay, so we'll set that aside for a second. The first thing we're going to do, let's take our scallop. We're going to take the large one and put that there. Then on the penned, we're going to take this small one and we're going to die cut this. So now what we're doing is we're going to die cut our small blue right here, okay? And then we're going to die cut this right here. All right, so now I'm just gonna put this right on the edge. No big deal. It's just a scrap piece of blue paper. I like my removable tape. Okay, this part is what you're gonna cut off. So remember, this was the smoother spot and this was the not so smooth spot. So we are going to take this. Let me do it this way so I can show you how I did it. We are going to take this as close as we can to the edge, but we're also going to pay attention to your side. You want your sides to come up and kind of be even on both edges. So take another little piece of tape and do that. So we're going to die cut those. All right, we'll die cut everything close to the same time. So let's go back in here and get our stamping done too, and we'll just do all that at one time. So our ice cream, we're going to use pale papaya. We're going to use sweet sorbet. Thanks, Barb. And we're going to use Tahitian Tide. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's do our bowls. And you guys know I like to do the darker first. So this is the more designed. Let me find my... So these 2 right here are what we're going to use. Okay. So this is the darker, this is the lighter. So let's take our darker and we're going to stamp that. Okay. Now you're going to take your lighter where did my, hello. All right, I believe I stamped off, so let's just double check. We're gonna stamp off and then come right on here. I don't think I stamped off. Now I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I did. Okay, so now you can see the dish. It's got like a shade on it. Okay, so there's that. Our ice cream, I wanted it kind of vanilla looking. And so we're just going to do that. Don't stamp off the pale papaya because then it is way too light and you can't see it. All right, so those things two are done. The other thing we're going to do is take our smoky slate, and I forgot our little spoon. We need to do our spoon. So we've got this spoon right here. Okay. So let's do our spoon. All right. And the last thing is our cherry. So what you want to do with your cherry is bring in your sorbet, get it right to the edge. Okay, I'm going to put this on here a little better. And then take the cherry. You want to have your green marker ready. Have your green marker ready to go, the brush tip. Okay, you're going to have a glare in here, but just put it on the edge. Okay, you want your cherry on there. All right, so there's your sorbet cherry. Take this and just color your stem up, okay? And then stamp. All right, so now you have your cherry, your bowl, your ice cream, and your spoon. Now, I did a bunch at one time, so of course I had a whole sheet of spoons, but what I did at this point is I brought in, oh, if I could reach, my Wink of Stella. The reason I did it ahead of time is there's nothing more frustrating than coloring everything out that you've cut out and what you're going to use, and then your Wink of Stella just, you know, going all over the place. So I'm just going to make sure it's not all crazy right now. And what I did is I colored so I can just get it right on my spoon, just like that. So now my spoon is sparkly. Okay. I'm just double checking, making sure I'm not missing any messages here. Oh, looks like you guys are chatting. Yay, amongst yourself. Okay, so here's this, and I actually have all these cut out already, so we'll do that in a minute. So let's cut out our pieces here. This is my working machine. Can you tell? Oh, you probably can't. I had embossing powder everywhere, but you'll see that tonight. All right, so we're going to put this in here. We're going to put this in here. And we're going to die cut these pieces. Melanie, I see that you're asking if we need to order right away. It is, some of those things sell out. So I would get those as soon as you can, because they, if you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, of course, but they tend to run out and they sell out fast. I called to see if they had a bunch because I wanted to order some for my upcoming class. But I had a feeling I couldn't do it because not everybody's a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. And of course, I don't want to take them out of Paper Pumpkin subscribers' hands. So I wanted to ask first. And so I chose not to do that. And they said, oh, please don't. So of course I won't. But it would have been fun. All right, so this now, you can cut it with, I use my large scissors. And what I did is I just cut right along the edge. I did it on this side so I can see it. You can feel it because it's on the perforation. So I just went right along the perforation and cut that. And I know this is too long, but that's okay. It's easier to do. If you wanted, you could cut your 4-inch piece first, or 5 inches, and then work with that. But I have that piece sitting right here anyway, so I did that. And then this one, you are going to, I want to pull the tape off carefully. Okay, now is when we want to cut. I just take that extra tape off. Now is when I want to cut this down. We only need this to be 3 inches, or 2 inches, sorry, 2 inches. Okay, so that. And can anybody guess what we're going to do with this? Can you order the paper pumpkin dies now? Yes, you can. So how do you order the dies for the paper pumpkin? I think there's a number on here. The add-on dies 162486. It's right above the frog on the first page. 162486. Okay, oops, wrong one. Okay. All right, so this is going to go on the inside of the card. So I can show you that because I've already done that part. So I layered Tahitian tied. I took this extra piece, which is why you want to start out with 4x3, so you can also make this piece. This is the clean cut piece. This side right here that you cut out, which I think I already threw away, so I can't find it, but that's where that, not so great side was. So this is what I did, and then I just added just a little strip of the Tahitian tied above it. So there's that. All right, we're going to use this. This one, we are going to score. So you're going to score it at 1/2. Okay, move your blade. 1/2. Oops, let's do it this way. And then let's go to 3/4, which is right here. 3/4. See this line right here is 3/4. So you just put the line you just scored right on that. So at 3/4, and then score that. Okay, so now you're making your awning. Okay, it's going to actually go like this. All right, so there's your awning. But see how your little tips are kind of not perfect right there? Just kind of get right up there in that corner and just kind of cut and curve. Turn it over, do the same thing. Cut and curve like that. Okay, so now you know your corners are nice and ready to go. All right, so there's that. So we'll put that aside. Let's bring in our other pieces right here. All right, so we have 2 pieces of this paper. You see, this is the shells on the other side, and then there's this one. Okay, so this one is this piece right here. Okay, so it's going to be your 2-inch or 1.5 by 4. Okay, and then this one is 1.5 by 4, but you're going to score it at 3/4, or let me double check. No, a half, and a half. Okay, so each of them are half, half, and half. And then you're going to use the smaller die to cut. So let's just say this is the one, because you're going to have 2 of them. You're going to score and score, and then you're going to use your small pen, just like this. And again, you're going to want to make sure your corners are, pretty close to being the edge. And then this is where you're going to bring this in and you're going to attach it. Okay. All right. So then that's where we get this. Now we can score it 1/2 and 1/2. Okay. So it's 1.5 by 4. All right. And we're going to leave this there. We don't need this. It's already attached. But when you attach it, you're going to attach it just like this. It's going to have those kind of pointy corners on it. And you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to round those corners so that it looks, you know, nice and neat and finished. All right. And then we need that piece. Does that make sense so far? Let me just glance up here real quick. I think I never have gotten the add-on, and I've been, oh. Yeah, they don't always have add-ons. You have to order the add-ons. It doesn't, yeah, the add-ons is exactly right. Tashana's right. You have to order them separate. Okay, so now we're going to do our brick wall. So let's do that. We have our pieces going for us over here. So our brick wall, what I did is I brought in my brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. Okay. And what you're going to do is you are going to bring out your Versamark and your white embossing powder. Okay, let's bring our machine over here. Let me get the right plates. Well, you kind of need your base plate that I was just going to give away, not use. All right, here we go. So what you're going to do is, if you can see me here, let me move this forward. And I like to do it and have it ready to go because it's wet, right? Take your Versamark and lightly, you don't want to soak it up. You just want to lightly, and I can feel I was just doing some. So just kind of lightly make sure it's on there. You can wipe it off with a baby wipe or use soap and water, whatever you want. I just use a baby wipe. Okay, so just lightly go over, get a good area because you're not exactly sure where your paper is gonna land. All right, and you know how brick walls are. They're not only in where the grout's at. It's kind of, brick is brick. Now, make sure your brick is straight. There are lines on here, so just kind of make sure your brick is nice and straight. Okay, close it. Just take a second look, make sure that it's straight, and now turn it, and then put your gray plate, number 4, so you just need number 1 and number 4 on top, and then push it through. See how easy this is? Like, I'm barely holding the machine. That's how fabulous this machine is. Oh, my friend Spam Risk is calling me right now, but darn it, I'm busy. All right, so now you're going to open this up and just carefully pick this up. Remember, you're going to wash this later, so just set that aside. Now, I have this paper here. All right, and we are going to, I just have it under to kind of help with the mess. All right. We're going to take this, and you can use your tweezers. This one, I think, I'm going to move it, but I'm going to do it right here for now. I just like to do it all right here in my tray, so I try not to get stuff everywhere. All right, I'm going to put a bunch on there. I'd rather clean up and have enough that I'm messing with right now. See how I got it all over the place? Because I didn't have it ready to go. Normally what I do is I just do it like this. And I put it like this. I put a bunch in there. And then I tap it as I go. I love, love, love our tray. I have a very old one that I've had for a long time. This is a newer one, which I like because this end here, it screws. And before it didn't. You just pulled it off, I think. If I remember right. All right, so I just want to make sure I get those last pieces where I was at. And remember, this piece and this piece is going to be covered anyway. So it's not that critical that you get perfect coverage or not perfect coverage or whatever. So I'm just going to move this over there. And now I'm going to heat tool this. So I'm going to just use my tweezers again. Hopefully this isn't too loud, but now I can read and try and catch up with you. When it's a larger piece like this, I tend to not use my tweezers. I just hold on to one end. I usually do it over my trash can because I know stuff's blowing all over, but that's okay. My desk could use a clean up. And once your heat tool is hot, it goes pretty quickly. You can do a lot of, I did a bunch of these yesterday. Or no, the day before. Alright, so see now I can hold this over here. And I just turn it. Make sure whatever you have underneath you isn't like an open thing of embossing powder or your tray. That's why I usually turn and just put it under my, over my trash can. Even if you want to do white brick, take smoky slate and do that as the grout and different color. Because you see those white brick walls with the gray kind of look to it, And that looks really pretty. You could do a darker red with black. I mean, there's all kinds you could do with gray. You could do gray wall with white grout. Make sure you get it all so you're not trying to glue onto powder because that doesn't work out so well. All right. Okay, it looks all nice and shiny, so I think it's good. All right, let me just get this out of here. A little bit of dust. Okay. Oh, like new. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Nicole. Hi, Terry. How are you? All right. So now at this point, I see some not done. Right there. Right there. You can tell because it's kind of gray looking. Okay. You know what would be fun is if we had different colors, we could make this a bubblegum wall, like in San Luis Obispo. Okay, or a Santa Cruz. No, I don't think Santa Cruz has one. San Luis does though. All right, anyway, so right now there's your brick. You have your brick ready to go, okay? Now we're gonna bring in our pieces. So we have our awning, and you know that I like to, I'm gonna get all this embossing powder off of here. I wasn't very neat about it. Like I said, I usually do it over the trash can just because I like anything that's going to be blowing off to go there, not all over my stuff. Okay, so I like to use liquid glue when I have anything that, especially with an embossing folder. Let me just make sure. And then I think I'm going to I did do this on all of them. Just get that extra powder off. It's all done, but you get that extra pieces. We're going to be gluing on this, so I want to make sure that that's all done. So glue onto an embossing folder is what I prefer, just because there's a lot of grooves and I want to make sure it sticks really well. So I'm going to turn this sideways. I'm going to put this down right here and right here. If it's a little too short, that's okay. We're going to fix it. Oops, go right to the edge and right to the edge. And this is another reason I like liquid glue, is because you've got that liquid enough to move it around. Check the back. Make sure you don't see a lot of white right there, okay? Now I see some red here. We're gonna fix that in a minute. I'm not gonna worry about it while my glue is drying. I'm gonna move it just a tad over. Okay, so now I see a piece here, and that's okay. So there's our cute little awning. Then we're going to take our piece that is not scored, and then our little shelf that is scored. We're going to put, I feel like I have embossing powder everywhere. Okay, we're going to take this and we're going to add adhesive on the back side. One of the big things to know is do not take this do not score this very hard because it's DSP and it will rip. And you don't want to have a torn shelf, right? So it's just not going to be as pretty if you do. And if you glue it underneath, you're going to see it. And anyway, you don't want to do that. All right, so we're going to lay this right on top here. All right, and then I fold it over just to make sure that it's nice and flush and that, you know, this is going to fold over nicely. It's not too high, but you also don't want it too low. All right, and it's really not that big of a deal because it's pretty forgiving, because this could, you know, if it's a little shorter, that's okay too. All right, and now I hold it by its little shelf, and then I'm going to put adhesive across the back. Okay, so there we go. Again, I'm going to put it under here. We're going to just go down here on this corner and over to there. Okay, again, you can see a little bit there. We're going to fix it. Turn it over, make sure everything is flush, and it is. It's fine. So let's do a little bit, get that glue inside that brick. Again on here, I just like to push it. And sometimes I wait just a little bit. Like when I put this blue on here, these are laying flat, and I'll take my little pinpoint and I'll just put a tiny drop like on each little scallop, and I do it like on 6 of them. And that way it just starts to dry a little bit and has that tackiness. It doesn't have to be all squishy glue, because you can still move it around a little bit, but it's not going to ooze all over the place. So that's what I like. Okay, now you can see a little red here and a little red here. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors and I'm just going to cut just that tiny, tiny bit that you can see. I'm not going to do this because it doesn't really matter. You have this shelf here and it's such a small amount that you're not going to be able to tell anyway. And here I'm going to fold this down and I'm just going to go right along the edge up at the top. And it's so close to being equal that I'm not worried about that tiny bit. It's going to be fine. So don't stress over that part. All right. Whew. You know how you can just feel, you know it's there. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our card. Again, we did our Tahitian tide. Now, I didn't do Tahitian tide around our panel because I want this brick wall to just pop out and look like that's your brick wall. If you put that Tahitian tide, it doesn't look as realistic to me. You might be fine with it. I don't normally use my little, my pinpoint bottle there. I'll use my regular one because I'm going to be putting quite a bit on here. Be careful along the edges. You don't want to go crazy. Okay, and then I just kind of do that because it will stick just fine. Now what I do is I come down and I put it right about where I think, but I know it's going to go over more once I go over to this edge. You're going to look at top and bottom, just like normal. Look at your sides, make sure that they're even. I'm going to pull it up just a little bit. And I'm going to pull this one out just a tad. Because you want it, and you want to do that quickly, so you want everything to be lined up and kind of ready to go. Because it does dry pretty fast, but it does give you just that little bit of wiggle room. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Ooh, my stomach's growling. I was waiting for my hubby to eat because he is hunting, like I said. Oh, look. See, I have this everywhere. Okay. Now, again, this is from the Stylish Shapes, and it's this outside one right there. And the Be My Valentine came from this, which just reminds me of that old school font of Valentines. Remember the little Valentine cards we used to get with the little girl with her golden hair holding the big red heart, or the one with the little puppy? I think we've all had those Valentines. All right, so there's that. And now for the ice cream, let's put that together. Now here is, I already did this. I had it ready to go, so it's okay. We did it. I wanted to show you how to do it, so that's good. We're going to use our pastel adhesive backed sequins. And I have our ice creams ready. Oh, here's was my embellishment. I mean, my sentiment, but that's okay. And then here is our ice cream. So I'll show you how to put that together. So it's already cut out. What you want to do is you want to have early espresso, because you want to take your small little, this is like your fudge on top. Okay, so here they are done, but here's the fudge on top. So you want to make sure that is an early espresso. This is our things that we did. And now I did this. I put my ice cream down, because if you put it on the back of here, you don't know how much you're missing, and you're going to get it on the paper behind you, right? But if you do it on your ice cream, so just go just across the bottom. You don't need a lot, and you can let it sit there and get tacky for a minute. You don't have to do it right away, so you don't have to get crazy about that. So here's this. So let's take our, I like to use my tweezers for my fudge, and I did it right on the edge. We're going to do a little bit of, do our fudge, and we're going to slide that right, the crease right here, okay, right there, in the middle of the fudge goes right there. So just add it up there, and you've got your liquid glue, so you can kind of move it around, get it right where you want it, except now I've got my hands all over down below. I should have done this part first, but that's okay. And then I hold it up and just make sure your fudge is right where you want it. Okay, so we have to move this around. Get it up there, right where you want it. There we go. Okay, so that's where we want it. Let me add just a little tiny bit right there. Now we're going to take our ice cream and just lay it right inside. Okay, so remember, your bowl is going to come out to the outside of your ice cream. Okay, and I'll clean that up in just a second. We'll leave that alone. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our spoon, and I just wanted the handle. Okay, so you can see I did one to the left and one to the right. All right, so if I were to do it just one ice cream, because I happen to do two, if I was just going to do one, I would do it right-handed. And this is my oddball ice cream, and I want the spoon up a little bit, because I don't know where I'm going to place it yet. So I realized once I did these, I kind of like it up a little more. Good night, Lisa. Okay, now I'm going to take my pokey tool, like you guys have seen me do a million times, and I'm going to just wipe off what glue I can. I can always come back up with my eraser if I need to. And wipe that off, and then we can erase it before we stick it. And now, one of the things I did at first is I put my cherry on top like that. And to me, it just looked like the cherry took the whole thing. It's just right out in front, but I liked them in the back because it looks like it's kind of sunk in the fudge, right? So I'm going to do a little bit of glue. I'm going to lift this guy up right here, and I'm just going to put it sideways a little so that it looks like your cherry is just stuck in the fudge right there. Okay, let me erase this real quick because I got a little too much glue, got a little glue happy right there. And now it's just sticking there. There we go. All right. And so here we go. Here's our ice cream. And then I added a tiny, tiny dimension on the spoon, a mini one on the base of the ice cream. I split one there, and then I did a half of one up there too. So you don't have to use full ones, but you'll notice that this is holding the spoon on. This is holding the ice cream and the bowl. And then this is holding the cherry wherever you're going to put this. And then, of course, the base and the spoon. So it kind of does a double duty when you put your dimensionals on. All right, so now we're going to bring our card in. This one's going to go over here. We've already did our glimmer Winkestella on our spoon, so we don't have to worry about that. And placement, it doesn't really matter other than pull your shelf down so that your ice cream's on your shelf, and make sure your spoon doesn't hang out. So you can put it, you know, near, far, a little over. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be centered. I want them a little space apart from each other. It doesn't have to be completely centered because we can kind of fix that with our embellishments too. So if you go to put it on and you're like, oh, it's too far over, that's okay. We can fix it. All right. So there's that. So push your shelf back up. Now remember, when you mail it, it's pretty flat. It's a, you know, flat card. It's just another layer of cardstock right there. And now we're going to take our embellishments. I've used a lot of these. Every order, I think I keep putting some in there. And then I like to do it in a triangle. So I'm going to put this one here. I did it different on my first example. And then I did one like right here. And then I did one over here. So there we go. And I thought of putting them on the awning, but then I thought, well, who has a sequin just sitting on an awning? So I didn't do that. Oh, Deborah, I made a bunch of these and I wanted ice cream so bad. I kept thinking, oh man, I need some ice cream. I even told Olivia, I need ice cream, because I was working on these cards. And she said now she wants ice cream. So there you go. Cute card. See, I mean, even though you drew those lines, it really doesn't matter. You can tell on some of them, like right here, the line's really dark, and right here it gets a little lighter because, you know, I've used that pen quite a bit. And so it gets a little bit lighter, but I just really loved it. I had to go look for some wood, and like I said, it's under that stamp set, that paper, the by the Bay, I think it was. And it wasn't by the Bay. I think my grandson actually got the Regency. I said at the beginning of the story it was the Regency one. But anyway, Regency Park. So there you go. Like I said, our spoons are done already. When you're done stamping them all, just color them all and let them sit there until you're ready to stamp them out. And like you can tell, this ledge is a little smaller than this one. You know, it's whatever you want. And I think I did remember that I did score this one and make it smaller after all. But this one, it's still smaller than your awning, and that's what's important. So anyway, there you go. Oh, thank you, Nicole. You're welcome. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks to Shauna. You guys are awesome. So again, at the beginning, I kind of mentioned we have my Rain or Shine class coming up for February. Same thing applies as my January class, which is if you purchase a suite from me and register, the class will be free. So you can either purchase the class and you'll get the kit and video. And if you purchase a suite from me, you'll get that for free. Again, here's January's class. There's some sneak peeks also for the class. You can do the class at your leisure. The 26th is just a deadline for me. So that just tells me, okay, by the 26th, you should have your kits, you should have your link for your video and your PDF. So then you can create, but that gives me a day that I need to get that video out to you and your kits and everything ready to go. Also, don't forget that January bingo is coming up next week, the 18th, already a week from tonight. And February's bingo, just a heads up, will be on Thursday. Valentine's Day is Tuesday the 14th, so I moved it to Thursday the 16th. And I don't think that is available yet, but it will be available soon. But I wanted to give you a heads up on that, that will be a day change on that one. Thanks to Shauna. See you later. Thanks, Debbie. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks, Marcia, Roxanne. You guys are so welcome, and I appreciate you watching me tonight. Have a great evening. Don't forget, at the beginning of the video, I did a lot of announcements, so check those out, including a fun paper pumpkin coming up with an add-on with the first time is dies. So the first time they'll be having dies as an add-on. So I'd love to have you as a paper pumpkin subscriber if you are interested. Bye, everybody. Have a great night, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye.